can't read it.
You got to turn your volume down.
Chris and Fog watch.
Your volume got to go down.
We good?
Good, man. Live.
Oh. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We're back for another episode of God Help Us. We don't know what the heck we're talking about, but we're going to have fun doing it anyway. .com, something like that. Today, we're switching it up a little bit. We have my brother as a co-host. Well, at least, I mean, that's what my mother told my mom. And my mother said you were my brother. Oh, yeah. Okay. So,
Here we go. Here we go.
welcome, Brother Tyre.
Appreciate you having me, man. Appreciate you. Usually behind the camera, I keep trying to tell him I got a face for radio. They say we look alike, and he don't want to take my advice.
Well, look, this is how I see it, folks. Some battles you can't win them all, right? You know, you cannot win them all. All right, so we're gonna kick this thing off. Thanks for those who have tuned in to check us out. Today's topic is dating with kids after 40. After 40, should I do one of those? Yeah. So first off, I need to say something. I almost want to apologize because we were hoping that we would have had a female presence to kind of add to the topic, lend to it, you know. But we don't. So we're gonna make the best of it. It's all guys in here. So ladies, please comment, ask questions, weigh in. I'm trying to. I don't want to go too male heavy on the topics, or you know, I don't want to lean towards just what the guys would say. So please, by all means, weigh in as we go through this. All right. So let me see if I can set the scene here. Right. A lot of us are over 40 now. A lot of us are still single. And a lot of us haven't given up on finding somebody that we want to spend our lives with and all that kind of stuff. So, but the reality of the situation is a lot of us, we either have children ourselves or the person that we're trying to date has children. All right. So let's get into it. Let's you know, let's not pull any punches here. Let's see. So the first thing I kind of wanted to get into was how long before you introduce the person you're dating to your kids? How long? I mean, what you say? I mean, what?
I would say probably about 6 months.
6 months. I don't know. I mean,
After 6 months, you should serious dating. Yeah. 6 months of serious dating. Yeah. I feel like that's enough time. 6 months. I mean, you should know whether or not things gonna work out within the 6 month period. 3 months, the representative is pretty much out the way. You know. So.
Oh, so you mean after 3 months you no longer on your best behavior?
Yeah.
Just.
I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's kind of hard to really keep up the facade of who you really aren't. You know what I'm saying? In a serious relationship, let me say that much. Like, you got a lot of dudes that's gonna off the break, they want to take you to the fancy restaurants and stuff like that, and buy you certain things. But that's really hard to sustain for 6 month period,
Hmm.
in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it all depends, depending on what kind of dudes you dealing with.
Well, brother Gary here. Do we acknowledge that
No, we gotta bring.
I'm sorry. We have special guests.
How's everybody?
That's Gary in the house. He's helping us with the support and stuff like that. He brought up a point. If we know, so you can actually read the point you mentioned.
6 months sounds like a really long time if there's a real connection. If you're just dating, having fun, and everything's casual, fine.
Right.
Why bring someone around sooner if there's nothing? If it's never going to materialize to anything.
Right.
But if you still feel like there may be something and you're still on the fence, but you feel like somebody's a decent human being after 6 months, then yeah, fine. Wait 6 months. But if it's for real and like you think you've actually found somebody,
Yeah,
then that's a long time. 6 months is a long time.
but is it a long time for you to introduce your children to them,
I think it's a long time, yeah.
or for you to want to meet their children?
Yeah, I think it's a long time because if you want to go farther into 7 months or more, then you want to know a little bit about their kids. Because there's a lot more that brings up a lot of other subjects about like cohesion, connection. Whether or not they're gonna hate your guts.
That's true too.
know what I mean?
But check this out though, Barry. That's a great point. But check this out,
6
right?
months waiting, and then all of a sudden you realize it's never gonna work.
That's true.
You
But
know?
but check this out though. What about when you see them, even if they show you pictures or something like
Sure.
that, you know what I mean? And they're gonna talk about them, you're gonna ask about them. And that's really how you kind of determine whether or not if save a little bit of
Uh,
money. We apologize for that. Well, we back live. My man Frank, he said, "Is this the car wash, boy? You wild, boy. The car wash, all right. Hit me up." Nah, I ain't. But now we back, y'all. You know, again, we for all those that just joining in, we got a special guest on the phone. Our homegirl from way back, Jacqueline. She want to chime in on us. And Jacqueline, let me ask you something, Jacqueline. Have you ever dated a guy that had kids or vice versa?
Yes. So I have dated guys who have children, and I don't have a problem with that. You know, I find that more men lie about having kids than they do are honest, which, you know, that's the part that's hard when you find out they had kids 6 months into dating somebody. But, you know, I don't have no problem with someone who has kids because, you know, really that's going to show me what type of parent they are. And that says a lot about what type of man they are.
so if he's like, "Oh, you mean Junior?"
Right. Look, I had a dude once. We were sitting in the car. We've been dating for like 6 months. And 2 little girls run up to the window like, "Hey, Daddy." And I look at him like, "Daddy?"
What was he like? Meet your new stepmom, future stepmom. What would he say?
I mean, he has so many excuses that, you know, their father died and he was just acting, you know, as a father to him. Just a whole bunch of lies.
This dude did not play like he was a surrogate father, so that she. Ooh. See,
I mean, he sure did. Did. But that's, you know, I like a certain type of dude, and it comes with the territory. Sometimes the lies.
Well,
but
first of all, thanks for your honesty. Because sis say I like a certain kind of guy, right? And sometimes that comes with the games and the lies. Lady, if there's any ladies out there, please chime in on that. Don't have her by herself as if she's the only one, because I know she's not by herself.
No, I absolutely, you know, like I dated a lot of street dudes. You know, I'm a college grad executive, but, you know, I dated a lot of street dudes. And with street dudes, they always use, "You know what, I'm private about my life." No, Negro, you a liar. You done crossed the line.
You're a liar, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I mean, you know, all right. So let me she almost threw me off with that one. Let me ask you this then. If say you like a guy, right, and y'all start dating, and he doesn't have kids, right? What would you suggest as the protocol to y'all getting started with something? Dude don't have kids, you do, right? What's the protocol?
So I being honest, I had kids late, so I can't really speak a lot to dating after children because I waited so late. My life is dedicated to my kids. I have not been someone who has dated a lot since I've had kids. Okay. I don't expose my children to different men. Like, they don't know anyone I've ever dated, and my kids are 12 and 9. And that's just a decision that I have made because I see too many women who bring different people in and out of their children's lives. You know, my kids have solid men in their lives in the absence of their father. But I don't do too much dating. And it's hard. Like, you know, a lot of guys try to date me. I just don't make the time because dating's not a priority for me right now. Like, I'm sitting outside football practice every single day. This is my life. You know, I get off work, we have football practice. And I'm just always ghosting people. So it's hard to date a single mom who is really about her kids.
Ooh. So, okay. So thank you for that. And we got some comments.
Hey, I will say, I mean, I will also say, for someone who doesn't have kids, my first question would be, do you want kids? Because you got to be on the same page. Like, I had to break up with a dude recently because he just was like, "I love how you mother. I want you to have a baby." He didn't have kids. And I didn't feel like that was right to him, you know, because I'm not having no more. I'm done. And so for a man who doesn't have kids, yeah, you got to make sure, like, is he okay with not having kids? You know, because they come around and then they think they're going to convince you to have another one, and you might not be in that state.
Now, let me say this. Sometimes you can meet somebody and they have kids, and you see how they are with their kids, and you're like, you know what? I don't think we should probably have no kids because this little dude is running circles around moms, or I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's a heavy weight for men to step in. You know, like these kids today, they tough. You know, like my kid is an asshole most days, and that's just being honest.
you said your
And
kids are
so-
what?
An asshole, complete
Okay. No, thank you for the honesty. Thank you because I'm wondering, when you start dating somebody and you've gone through that, you've gone past that period where it's the new dating, right? So you're kind of doing the regular dating, right? So you could actually say, I'm dating this person with some regularity, right? So so at some point, right, if the mother that I'm dating is really about her kids, right, and we both feeling each other, then I'm imagining that there's got to be a transition to starting to get exposed to the kids, right? What would that look like? The transition.
I mean,
if you said, okay, this is somebody who I would want to expose to my kids.
So, I mean, I do have like 2 male friends that my kids have been around, but they know them as my friends. You know, one day one of them kissed me on my cheek, and my 9-year-old was like, "Oh, hold up, wait a minute, what's going on there?" So, I can't really speak to that transition because I have not allowed it to happen. Like, I've not been in a serious relationship where I've articulated to my kids, like, mommy's dating this guy. And I think the longer I wait, it's probably going to be harder because my 12-year-old is 5'11", 190 pounds. And I have to remind him he's not the man of the house. So it's not an easy task for a man to step in and to play that role. But what I will also say is one of the reasons why I waited to date is because I was really hopeful to have a good co-parenting relationship with my kid's dad. Like, I really envisioned that if it didn't work out between us, like, he would have him one weekend, I would have him the other weekend. I have some vacations going on. Shit don't work out like that. I don't think he's ever had them overnight, ever, without me. And so I know a real man and the type of dudes I date, they not going to let him just pop up when he want to pop up and be in and out of their life. So I was trying to get to a place with their dad where we were more solid. And I think a lot of moms, want that. But we got a lot of dudes out here that when the relationship ends, they step away from their kids. And that's a serious situation that's having such a trickle impact on our community, these fatherless girls and boys.
Okay. Well, and you kind of just broaden the whole topic a bit with that comment there. So let me bring this up then. How do you and I want to be fair, right? But if you have 2 people, well, now first of all, let me back up. Maybe people should be asking these questions about, well, is the father or the mother in the child's life, and to what degree? Because if you dating somebody, and this is nothing against you, Jack, because I love you. But if you're dating somebody and they don't have any support, right? Because some parents don't have that, the grandparents and all that. Some don't have the father or in the case the mother who is in the picture. So everything is falling on that one person. So should you be honest with yourself? If you're a single person, you trying to date, should you really have to check your expectations about how much he's going to be available? What's even? I mean, you can't just be like, hey, let's go this weekend and jump on the plane, go up to New York and have dinner real quick, and like, oh, we get the calendar out, So like, what's anybody want to weigh in on that?
These are first date questions.
First date questions.
First date questions. If you're ever going to ask them right off the bat.
Okay, well, how do you weave them in?
Ask the question.
Never going to like you at all. They want a guy who's going to ask them, who wants to know them.
So how do you do it without coming off? You mentioned something earlier off camera about how
Yeah.
you.
That's different. Certain questions you never ask. You just need to figure it out.
All right, because I'm trying to
Hold on,
understand.
tell me. He says, you mean certain questions you never ask?
I mean, certain questions you really are never going to get a straight answer to, because people, what was the question we were talking about earlier? That was an example of the sort of thing where you just don't ask because no one's ever going to answer it in a way that's not basically completely steered or directed by their own bias. And by asking the question, it's such like a pervasive, or just the question is so, it's almost like a scathing question, even if it's not intended to be. Certain things you just need to observe and figure it out on your own. What was the topic we were talking about, though?
And we were also all over the place.
Yeah, we were. We were all over the place.
As a matter of fact,
Well, I will tell you, as a woman, I would appreciate somebody asking me that. Like,
would.
ask me what my availability is, because I'm going to keep it real with you and tell you I ain't really available. You might see me once or twice a month at most. So I want someone to ask me that, because I will say there's men out there that if they really want to be in your space, that's going to be okay for them. And for the ones that it's not okay for, you're not wasting no time. So I just wish that we could get to a place where we were comfortable asking uncomfortable questions. We were comfortable being honest, but we just not there. Like, we living in a world of facades, this social media and everything. People just create their own world and they carry those lies into relationships that they start. And it's really unfortunate.
One of the questions you really can't get a straight answer to is whether or not your kids are D-heads.
D has
Whether or not which one.
Kids.
Oh, dickheads.
Are they
okay.
kids
No,
a
but
bunch
see,
of kids? You can't-
Oh.
now she was honest. She said,
I'ma
my kids-
tell you.
She's honest.
yeah,
I'm like, my kids are assholes with a capital A.
I mean,
Yeah.
a lot
And
of
I
parents
mean,
think their
something
kids
that
are
y'all men should watch out for is whether she's still sleeping with her baby daddy. Because I slept with my baby daddy for, my kid is 12 years? Even when we wasn't working out, he was still my fallback. So for men, I think that's really important to know what is that relationship, because even when I couldn't stand him, when nobody else was in the picture, he was still getting it.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad we had you on the show, because we need some injection of honesty, right? So, how many out there have had the baby daddy in the cut, and because of that history they have with the baby daddy, when you start dating somebody else, maybe perhaps you still know that you have a fallback, so you don't maybe give yourself fully to who you dating, because you got the pardon my French, the dick in the cutty in the emergency break glass thing, whatever, right?
Janetta just said clear expectations is key.
Clear expectations.
Clear expectations is key.
So if I meet somebody, I guess I need to have a question about, so what's up with old boy? Huh?
Yeah, you got to ask.
You gotta ask the questions that's going to make you feel comfortable, or make you want to, continue on with this situationship.
When's the last time old boy hit it?
Right. I get that question a lot. I be stuttering. I be like,
Yeah.
But hold on though. That question only comes if you say, yeah, we still,
Right.
What?
Right. And that,
mess
that
around
question,
with each other.
That question comes depending on the age of the children.
I mean, yeah.
Nah.
I mean, I heard that was definitely a question that they.
Okay, because look, I think that question it comes whenever, because you can, yeah. I mean, you gotta think, like, you got a lot. Well, I'll put you like this: you got some people that have a great relationship with their other children's mom or whatever, right?
I'm damn cool with that.
And vice versa, right? And anything can happen, especially if you have that great relationship with them. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not saying that it's going to happen.
So you said the groundwork is there for them to potentially fall back into.
No, just to sleep with him. Yeah.
I'm telling you, after having kids, I used to run the street. I had Deuce. And
after kids or before kids?
No, before kids. Having kids changed me as a woman, where I just am not as free as I used to be. I used to rotate. But after having kids, it became different. Like, I'm like, no, I kiss my babies. I'm not kissing you. And even on the days when I can't stand my baby father, I still have this connection with him that makes it easy to have sex with him, even if I'm not talking to him.
Even
so
if
as a woman, I said I would never date a guy who has a kid younger than 5 years old, because he's probably still hitting that. Like, just from my personal experience, those first couple years.
Write that down.
I don't know. I don't agree with that
Right.
because normally if a man has a child that's under 5, you in that I can't stand her, she can't stand me a situation, because it's kind of fresh. You know what I mean? Like, and this is just my opinion.
You know what?
On this.
It's probably
this is just my opinion on this, and I know I probably won't get beat up for this, right? This is how I used to always think about relationships, babies, and stuff like that. If you made it past the 3-year mark of your child, the chances of y'all staying together is greater. That was just that's something I always said. That 3 year, because when you think about it, right? The first 3 years, the child is really all on the mom. Breastfeeding, all that stuff. So the guy, we got so much time. I'll be right back. We can bounce here, we can bounce there. Our life really don't change that much. Let me just say that much. But for the women, their lives change dramatically as soon as the baby is born, as soon as it comes out. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I give you a point. When you're in the hospital with your child's mom and she's giving birth, right? We still got the luxury to say, I'll be right back. We can go home and grab something. I can go grab you something to eat. It starts right there with that woman. That baby is on her right in there. She can't go nowhere. So that's how I used to always, strategize. I'm like, man, hold on, man. Like, if you can make it past that 3 years, your chances are a little greater of being together. But a lot of dudes don't make it past that 3, because once you get past the 3, then that child is able to, well, let me say that after 3, the mom should I say you are now liable for a lot of the responsibilities. Meaning daycare. Tell us about this. Meaning like daycare, picking them up from daycare, him or her from daycare, taking them, playing with them, watching them, activities. Now it's her turn to go get her nails done, kind of get back to her regular life. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever, going out with the girls just for a hot second or whatever, and you got to watch the baby. And a lot of dudes aren't comfortable with that. A lot of dudes don't understand that role. A lot of guys don't understand that role. They don't.
Right. And that causes
so many
friction.
questions. I'm talking about soon as she say, can you watch him or her? I'm gonna run to the mall. I'm gonna run get my nails done. What time you coming back? I mean, it's so many questions come after she say, can you watch the child? And you like, and for the female, she like in her head, she might not say it. But in her head, she like, damn, I ain't say none of that when you say I'll be right back. I'm about to run, over such and such house. We got a card game tonight, whatever. So I ain't mean to get off topic.
No, that's the truth.
This is really
even people who are married, like my married friends, I'd be like, yo, y'all living like y'all single moms. Like, what the hell did this Negro do? And this is like my family, so I agree. Men, there's certain roles, like you're going to always have the men who are just super involved. But generally, like there are roles that men play and that women play. And I run a single moms group because I try to encourage my single moms, because I feel like they're so important in raising these young people that we have, because there's so many of them being raised by single moms. And one of the things I tell single moms is you got to get past being bitter. And they get mad at me when I say this to them. And I'm like, I want you to understand it's okay to be bitter, because bitter just means you're angry. We didn't have children on our own. It takes 2 to have children. So we didn't expect to be doing this by ourselves. So I tell them, it's okay for you to be angry that you ended up in this situation, but do you want to live your life being angry? You can't get stuck in being bitter over a baby daddy who's a deadbeat. You know, you got to just figure it out and keep it moving. And, you know, as men who are out here dating women, sometimes you are running into women who are still in that bitter stage and that angry stage because it's hard as hell. We cry in the bathroom. We cry in our car when our kids are taking a nap. This shit is hard raising kids, especially as a single parent. And so men that are dating single parents, they do need to understand that. And they do need to watch out for that woman who has not healed past that point of being bitter that she was left to raise her kids alone.
Okay. Well, let me give you a little class situation right there. Not to, well, to sort of keep us on topic here, right? With this whole dating thing. You know, does anybody have any insight on how you would like a guy or the other person to proceed if it looks like y'all are feeling each other, right? And as you said, I mean, obviously you have a hard task because, like, I know if I like somebody, right, and I see that, okay, they're dealing with all of this stuff. I don't have any kids. They dealing with all this stuff, and I might be able to help out on certain things. I mean, how does that happen? Because I know I get why a lot of women are protective of their children and want to be are a bit hesitant about when they introduce a guy or whatever. But I mean, like, if we seem to be hitting it off, and how do we go about that? Because if you want the guy to empathize or maybe even participate to some degree, if he can, you know, I mean, especially if he cares to do so, then how do you start that? I mean, talk to me.
I mean, I'm sitting out here at football practice, you know, offer to be like, you know, I could take the boys to football today. You know, like if we're dating and I have introduced you to my kids, you know, offer to be engaged in some of the activities that are kid friendly. That's always a starting point.
Okay.
Because I don't want to be out here every day from 6 to 8.
All right, now let me ask you something. I'm getting ready to get into something that's a little controversial.
Hey,
I
Ryan.
know
Happy
a lot
birthday.
of women out there are, like, again, protective. And I'm hoping that, you know, a lot of males would also be protective. But
Hey, Tiff.
I'm more so going to speak to coming at it as a guy with no kids, right? You like somebody, y'all hitting it off or whatever, and then you get the introduction to the kid or kids, right? Now, those kids happen to be a-holes, right? Okay, fine. What sort of leeway
Hey, Ariana.
do I have to say something when I see something out of pocket? And I'm saying, like, if you and I are kicking it and I think, okay, this person has certain values, right? Discipline, respect, etc. So if I see a kid way out of pocket, what's I mean, you know, I'm gonna look you little motherfucker.
Nah, hold on, but
like,
look-
I mean, what's up?
We got somebody just commented on.
Set up boundaries
Yeah, my
as
homegirl.
to what you want your partner to do. Okay, what how would that look to set up the boundaries?
It's hard.
Not good.
Like we can
You-
say we
not
gonna
good?
set boundaries, but that's not realistic. Like I'm even in married couples, wives and husbands argue about how the men discipline the kids. Not yet if you're not the father. That's a real tough task.
Yeah.
And I think you have to be at a place where you're going somewhere with that person before you give them some authority over your child.
Right.
You know, like you need to be in a committed relationship where you're looking down the road of being with this person. If that's not the role we play, like I have men that step into my son's lives to correct them. Like I will call on them and be like, hey, yo, I need you to come holler at my son. But it's more of a conversation with them versus they're not coming to discipline them, you know.
Well,
But
I mean,
but
and I didn't necessarily imply that it had to be something physical either. But I'm just saying,
Hey, Maya.
as a man, right? Like if you're in a relationship and you watching another little person, or maybe a teenager, be disrespectful towards mom and you, should you pretend like you didn't see that, or should
You
you,
have very
you
little
know?
agency.
Uh-huh.
Very little agency in that situation.
Yeah,
in the beginning, at
I
least,
see. I
until
have
you're
very
the-
little
until
agency,
you're
but
the
I'm
position
like,
in the relationship.
See, even she said, Joanna said, that's one of the boundaries.
yeah. I
So
mean,
you see, I get what she's saying. You can set boundaries. It's just at what,
Right. Not in the beginning.
yeah, not in the beginning. You know what I mean? I think that's gonna come as you all,
Yeah.
progress in the relationship or whatever.
And I'm gonna be honest. If I'm dating somebody and I see that her kids are running over her, and I was thinking of having some kids with her, I'm now looking at, well, if it's a problem here, why wouldn't it be a problem if she and I had kids?
It will be a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
and even when you get to the point like where she gives you authority and you feel like you might have to yoke one of them up, we don't still feel a certain way, even if we know what you're doing is right. Like, because we sentimental moms, So even when our kids are wrong and when we discipline them, we feel bad afterwards.
yeah.
So that's it's definitely a tough place. We need the support. The kids need it. They need that kind of a structure. But it's a conversation that you have to have and be comfortable. I would definitely say I don't like the way your kids are talking to you. It doesn't make me comfortable to observe them being disrespectful to you.
Right.
We need to talk about some options.
Right. I understand. All right, listen, we got somebody else calling her, Jalinda. Hey, Jalinda. She says, it depends on the parent. Everyone has different preferences. When my son was with someone, I expected that person to discipline him as needed. That doesn't necessarily mean being physical, but definitely say something.
Say something. You better sit your ass. I swear to God, for two other people, if you don't move, because see, here's my thing. Like, kids, they observe, right? So they know if I can run over mommy, and then if old boy let it go, I got this. You walking into a household, and if mom's not checking situations, and then you let stuff go, you kind of already established that you got to take a back seat when something happens that's out of pocket. Like
That's true,
my man said agency. You don't have a lot of agency in that situation. So
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and then
I gotta say, like one of my homeboys, he don't play that, and like he's someone I've dated. The kids don't really know it's a romantic relationship, but they're like, we love him. He's like a father. He absolutely will check my kids, and I didn't have to give him authority. I just respect him so much as a man and a person that it just came natural that it's okay, because the way my kids talk to me, sometimes to others it's disrespectful, but my tone is disrespectful to people sometimes because I'm from New York. So they speak like me. So they're very kind of aggressive and matter of fact. So he corrects them a lot of times. He's like, did you say please? Or did you ask her? Are you telling her? And I'm okay with that. And that's what you're looking for. When you have a real man, you're going to be comfortable with that.
You can totally discipline kids without getting upset, angry. You can do that. You can discipline kids by just getting serious with them.
Yeah, but
What's up, Johnny?
But clearly serious. Not that,
Yeah.
hey, Peter, listen, it would be great if
looking him right in the eye.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's not gonna fly.
All right, we
You
got
know what I
somebody
mean?
else who's
Like,
chimed in.
yeah,
Exactly.
'cause-
Look, you want to say African men take their sons away from home to teach them to hunt. It's because mothers will protect them. Fathers may let them get hurt to teach a lesson.
Thank you for that comment. Because I know I'm not gonna be popular with this, but I think that, and it's hard to have this conversation because if you're dealing with a single parent, she has been everything. So she's the nurturer and the protector and the provider. So it's like all these roles she plays. So first of all, you asking her to relinquish some of that when you come into the picture. So I want to have some empathy for that, right? But I also feel like, especially if this guy, if you see that this guy's character is on par, right? Like he's somebody who you would definitely have in your life on the long term, then I feel like you might want to open up. You know what I mean?
And I'm thinking about it from I think I've ever disciplined any guy's kids that I dated. I just and the difference in that scenario might be that the moms were involved, the dads were just getting the kids part time. But I don't think that I ever, even with the kids being around extended times, I just don't think I ever felt comfortable, being the disciplinary person.
Yeah, I mean, I can only speak hypothetically to some degree with this, but if I have a woman who I'm really into and I happen to have a child, I'm gonna have to sit down with my daughter or son or whatever, and be like, look, don't fuck this up, okay?
Right.
Absolutely.
Your papa got needs. Don't fuck this up for me, okay? Now let's talk about how this is gonna look with her coming in this piece, okay? Listen, I'm
Hey,
not saying
Tim.
she's gonna be your mama. I'm not saying that, but you're not gonna disrespect her. You know what I mean? No, because
And I think moms are more involved. Like, moms are more catty anyway about who men have their children around. So I think there's a greater need for men to step in than there is for women to step in. Not saying there's no need at all, but I do think that the need is greater because there's a lot more women who just don't have a man involved at all versus men who are just raising their kids as single parents and don't have the woman involved.
Yeah. I was thinking about this. This may be a little embarrassing, but what if you're in a situation where you dating somebody and they got older kids, teenagers, like the ones who will jump out there and puff up on you, right? I mean, you want to apply that discipline, but if the 17-year-old got a hell of a right hook,
You're not applying no
that's
discipline
not-
at 17. Yeah, that's it.
That's not the time.
You know
to
what?
be a
This is
tough
good.
guy.
You know what? I want to ask this question. No, listen to me seriously though. At what age okay, how I want to word this. What age is the child before you step in? Or should you step in at?
what do you mean?
In other words, you saying 17. I'm not trying to discipline no 17-year-old. I don't really have
I
much
agree.
to say to him
Yeah.
other than, hey man, you know what I mean? Everything
Well,
good. That's it. But all
yeah,
that,
that's
man,
right.
you
But-
should be
but-
doing that to your mom stuff. Because at that point, if he's
Yeah.
already doing that, what you gonna say just only gonna make him even mad,
Right, think about it.
and
So-
it's gonna be something.
17 is just about growing up. I mean, think about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, but
At 17, you should
the
be
reason
giving
why
him
I
money
brought
for a
that
solid.
up
Matter of
is
fact, hey
because-
man, you know what? Here you go, man. I'm gonna go get you an apartment across town, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Get your ass on down.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I brought that up because I mean, so far the conversation has been around dating with younger children, but we have plenty of people. I mean, listen, you 40 and over. A lot of us have kids
Oh, for sure.
that are teenagers,
Yeah, sure.
right? And talk about asshole.
No, but that's also.
I mean,
Think about it. Like, look at my cousins, for example. That's the time when you want to be. Like, that's when you want to be part of their life, have some charisma. Kids will naturally like you if you are halfway decent human being.
Mhm.
They all. I know they all like you. For example, they love Bahish. For example,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And it's the same way with the girl you're dating's kids too. They get a
Right,
chance to
what
know
he
the
did.
real you, get to know your personality. They're actually going to want
okay,
to have
okay.
support. They're going to want to not screw up in front of you, and they're going to want to have it together and
and
have
and
you like them.
and I want to be fair too, because in my previous relationships where there were kids involved, and giving you the side eye, right? And
Hey, mom.
the teenage ones,
It barely takes teenagers. You know, the kids get really smart when they're like,
yeah, like say you say.
Five.
5'11". Well, you don't want to be laying the bed Black Atomo, baby. You need to.
And I don't know what it's gonna look like.
You know?
Like, I don't know what it's gonna look like for my kids because it's been just me and them.
Say what?
So it's gonna be hard for all of us that transition. You know,
Yeah.
it's tough.
And then we haven't even talked about what does it look like with the woman's parents.
Hold on, we got another question. No, that's not a question. It's
You might have to
I guess
sit
it's
out.
a comment. My man Johnny Hill, you can wait, read it. My man Johnny Hill, what's up, baby?
When I was 17, I didn't want a relationship with any dude my mom was dating. Oh, don't worry about me. Just be good to my moms. What y'all?
Nice.
Huh?
I think that's like just every teenager
first until they start to know you.
at that age. Yeah.
And then they'll probably be coming to you for certain things they wouldn't even come. They
Yeah. No.
But that's normally how it is, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the grandparents.
So I feel you on
question-
that, though, John.
Yeah.
I definitely feel you on that
Come
one.
back to that if you will.
Yeah.
If you think it's a good question.
No,
think
I
it's
mean,
important.
what do y'all think about the whole grandparents part of it?
Meaning what?
Like, how's it factor in? I mean,
when you meet a girl, and I'm the one who brought this up because
Okay.
if a girl's got kids young, maybe probably more important when the kids are young. But if the grandparents are involved in really part of their life, that's important to me because if they're not, then that means that you're hardly going to get to see the girl you are falling in love with.
oh,
You
for
know,
support.
think about that. Yeah, for support because it's hard to raise. I know that.
Yeah. Okay, I get what you mean. Yeah.
With grandparents close, because you know grandparents are going to almost invariably love the grandkids.
Right?
Take a lot of the heavy lifting, the load of that off of their daughter, their son. Make it easier for their daughter or son to go back out in the world and have a relationship and fall back in love with somebody.
Yeah. I
That's a
feel
big
like
deal to me.
yeah. No, I'm with you, man. Because if I'm feeling somebody and we're gonna be spending time together and doing all this stuff, and there's parents there to pick up the slack so we can go and take that weekend and what all that, then I feel like I may need to be doing something special for them grandparents
Yeah,
because
exactly. It's the support.
you know it's like
invaluable.
you can't discount that kind of support. You really can't, you know, because
No,
a lot of
I
people
mean-
don't feel comfortable leaving their kids, and so if they got the grandparents, that's like the clutch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't leave my kids with anyone. And I lost both my parents 2 years ago, and they were living with me, and they were my support network.
Yeah.
And so it like I just don't leave my kids. Like dating is just not a reality right now for me because I just don't leave my kids with anyone. Like they're banging on my door right now.
Uh-oh.
Can I see him on the call?
Real time.
It's
Real time, ladies and gentlemen.
It's going
Real
down.
time.
Do you not see him on the call? I'm sorry. Exactly. They're funky and they're getting out of
Hey,
football with all the football friends.
Okay, we got any other comments on that?
Nah, but I do. You know what? Before we get into another question, we want to say happy birthday to Ryan. Happy birthday to Vanessa.
Happy birthday, Ryan.
Happy birthday to all the. What is this? Leo time? Is this
Yeah,
Leo's?
I think this is Leo's.
This
season.
Leo's? I
They about to go in Virgo.
I don't really know because next season is the best of the best Virgo. Y'all know how we go,
Well, beg to
Virgos.
differ, but whatever.
We getting it in.
All right, so let's wrap it up. Let's see. Did we cover everything that we wanted to talk about here? Expectation. Oh, another little side thing. If y'all gonna be out here dating, do homework on the people you're dating, especially if you got kids involved. There's some horror stories out here. I was looking at some stuff online, stuff women have ran into with guys when they decided to do that background check. You know, it's a lot of wild stuff
Jackie said she
going
dated a
on
guy
out
for
here.
6 months and didn't know it, and then the kids came up to the window.
Yeah, yeah. I
Think
mean,
about
Jackie
that.
just
That's
mentioned
crazy.
one about dealing with the guy was for 6 months. I mean,
That's
you
crazy.
got some crazy stuff out here. Look up the people you're dealing with. If you look me up, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm wanted in 3 different states for aggravated jaywalking, and and I'm out here. You know, so yeah, just putting that out there. But no, seriously though, do the background checks, look into it, especially like I said, you got kids, you want to know. I mean, y'all won't believe this. The wildest story I've heard so far is a woman looked the guy up, did a background check and everything, and turns out that he killed his ex's chihuahua, right? Killed the chihuahua, but there's more. The assault charge was for him beating her with the dead chihuahua.
Oh my
Ain't
God.
that wild? So
You're saying beware, this is guy out here. He's
do your homework. I'm just
Do
saying.
your homework. Absolutely. And Bahid, just to touch on that, just quickly, you know, the kids are young only for a short period of time. Don't get caught up in chasing after men either. Like, you know, if you meet a good man and he seems like, I mean, if you see the red flags, pay attention to them, because don't bring your kids into unnecessary trauma and drama, you know, out here trying to be in these streets dating. You know, you will have a life when your kids leave out the house. You can have a life again. Sometimes it is about sacrificing for what's best for your children right now. And dating is not always the answer to that.
Yeah.
You know, because every time you break up, your kids are breaking up too. So think about your kids when you're out here in these streets.
Hey,
Yeah,
Rose.
Bringing these folks home.
Good, excellent point right there. Excellent point. I think we're gonna wrap it up with that. Unless there's anything, do we any more comments? Anything else we need to?
Hey, I want to ask something, y'all, because we live on my page, right? I want to ask everybody who's still online right now, and Jacqueline too, right? Let's ask Bahij, when are we getting Hakeem back? Hey, listen, if y'all want to see Hakeem, I want to see Hakeem. Like,
I want to see Hakeem. I'll date
what's up,
Hakeem.
Amatala, hey.
Did you just ambush me though? That's what we doing?
I just want to know.
I'll date Hakeem.
I just want to know. Can we get Hakeem? Can we get Hakeem, y'all? Do we want to see Hakeem?
People don't remember Hakeem.
They remember
Hakeem.
Okay.
They remember
All right,
Hakeem.
okay.
We
Well,
need Hakeem.
All right. Next week we're gonna have Hakeem to introduce the show.
Next week we won't even be here.
We won't be here next week. Sorry about that. That's right. We're going out of town. Yeah, I'm glad you said something. Because we were doing this every week, folks. So
Every
far,
Wednesday at
Wednesdays
7
at 7:15. You know,
7:15.
we were doing these topics, and also, if you all have some stuff that you feel like is worthy of another conversation, please put it in the comments or inbox us or do something so we can cover them. Because I mean, a lot of this is around the realities of the stuff you deal with after the age of 40. You know, dating and then dating with the kids and all these kinds of things. So we just kind of wanted to have some fun with it and you know, talk about some of these topics.
And if you're a single mom, go follow me on Instagram at Mothering It Alone. I just try to give some daily. If you're a single mom, I don't let men follow the page. Go follow at Mothering It Alone on Instagram. I just try to encourage single moms, try to provide resources, information to help them navigate, you know, what we do every day.
Well, let us know when you get some information for the guys to make the situation better, because some not all of us are assholes. Some of us actually would
Absolutely.
like to be a part of the solution. Just
Pause.
saying.
Absolutely.
Paul just
No,
said
I
we
agree.
can still go live while we out of town. So I guess we can still do it while we out of town. So Hakeem, y'all will be here next Wednesday.
Oh boy.
Hakeem will be here next Wednesday. So tune in. You know, it's going down.
Please stay tuned. Eh?
See, here we
Okay.
go.
All right. Well, thank you for having me. My kids are back. I love you
All
all.
right, love you back.
Next
Love you
time.
back.
Jack.
Thank you for
Alrighty.
everything. Tap it up for our lovely guest, homegirl Jacqueline. Follow her on Mothering It Alone Instagram.
All right. Thank you. All right.
No doubt.
Have a safe one. Good night.
Are we still on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, people putting it in there. Hakeem. I tried to tell
really?
y'all. Yep. But listen.
Well, not this Johnny. He does not know what he's talking about, eh? What? Ooh,
But
okay.
nah.
No, I'm gonna do something for you. We're gonna work on some Hakeem stuff too, the promotional stuff and stuff like that. It should be fun. Yeah, but I think we pretty much covered the gist of what we wanted to talk about. Any last things before we?
I want to give a couple of shout outs before we go though.
Okay.
I want to shout out another podcast, Dion and Slink, All Over the Place podcast. Please go and tap into their podcast. I think they're on Monday and Thursdays, y'all. All Over the Place podcast. They're great
How can we find them?
on Facebook. And they got a YouTube channel. All Over the Place podcast, y'all. Please go check them out. They're awesome. Our homegirl Shelly.
Special occasion.
Special Occasions. She got a pop-up she's doing. Go on her page. Special Occasions. She got a pop-up. A lot of people love her desserts. They're amazing. And I think it's free. If I'm not mistaken, she's doing this for
this one's free?
everyone. This one is free.
Oh, I might have to.
Yeah, so go check her out, y'all.
Oh,
Check her out.
I might have to check my diabetes score. Just
Another person, our homegirl Kim at Crafty BIH. Go check her out. She's awesome. She's when I say talented, creative. As a matter of fact, this shirt that my brother got on right here, she made this shirt. It's just a conversation. As a matter of fact, my sister Faja, she just had her book launch. And she has a book now. It's called It's Just a Conversation. Go on her page also, or it's just a conversation.com, I guess it is, or on Instagram, and pick it up. It's $15 American. And it's a great read. She also has merch. You can buy one of these t-shirts. She got tote bags.
Get 15 cents for everything she said.
Yeah, we get 15 cents for everything.
we-
Oh, you know what? Another thing, y'all. We don't forget. Definitely can't forget Arts and Crafts, y'all, at 8:30 on Instagram. Arts and Crafts at 8:30 on Instagram. Tap in with them, my man Johnny
So
Hill.
that's shortly coming up.
Yeah, it's
Arts and
coming
Crafts.
up. It's coming up. Tap in with him, my man Johnny Hill and Nicole and Stephanie. They got something really good going over there. They talk about all things, whether it be theater,
Film industry.
film and
though.
industry.
Yeah, they really get into
They
it.
really get into it. She says on Instagram. On Instagram, it's just a conversation book on Instagram, y'all. So go over there and subscribe, like, and look at what she got going on over there.
And last but not least, let's give a shout out to the studio, Rabble Rousers.
That's right.
Gary, hold up that for me real quick.
Let me get that.
What is it? From the website. If you're an artist or podcaster or anything like that, this is a studio you want to check out. The professional. The website is RABB Studios, RabbleStudios.com. You can follow them at Rabble Rouser Studios on Instagram. And where you can get this actual episode for now is on Rabble Rousers TV
On YouTube.
on YouTube.
and just come by and check the place out, y'all. You won't be disappointed. The man got a couch in here that came from the couch came from Haverty's. You know, Haverty's one of them expensive joints. That's a Haverty's couch he got, man. They got everything
Couch
in
is
here.
comfortable.
I mean, it's really laid out in here, man. It's beautiful. So just come check them out online. And again, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. What's next week's topic? We'll get to that next week.
Yeah,
get
especially
that
since we out of town. I wasn't really planning on
Yeah.
doing one next week, so we'll figure that out.
Next week we out of town, y'all. We gonna be on the island, so we might do a nude podcast next week. So tune in.
So you know it's gonna be a comedy.
Tune in, y'all, to the nude podcast next Wednesday. Hot Wing and Hakeem will be on.
Basically. All right. So on that note, folks, thank y'all for coming out.
We appreciate y'all. Good night.
Bye-bye.